promised my room to be cleaner, but bear with me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing kind of a bronzy summer kind of look, and I'm also going to be focusing on my skin and complexion in this video. A lot of people ask what I use as my base, but I don't use primers anymore just because I think some are a waste of money. But I'm just going to be going in. I use the Bliss Drench and Quench Cream to Water Hydrator. And I do have like oily to combination skin. I'm really oily, like in this area, and especially my chin, and can get kind of dry like on the perimeter of my face. So I just like to go in with a moisturizer, and that helps the foundation, adhere to the skin, and everything just kind of like melt together. But some people like primers, and that's totally okay too. And you can use a moisturizer and then put a primer on top of it for sure. So I'm just gonna take a little bit, not like a lot, because this one, I've noticed that because it is a cream to water, it definitely, a little goes a long way. I put it everywhere, put it all down my neck. I don't really like to switch up my foundations too often. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, and it does have SPF 15 in it, which I'm in the shade Fair Sand. Oh, sorry. This is an e.l.f. brush. I got this from Walmart, and it was like $10. And I just take it down, take it down, I'm gonna play music. I'm not really doing any particular motions or anything like that. I'm just kind of swiping it on because I like to use Real Technique sponge to kind of like, really get everything like seamless and melted into my skin. Then I take my damp Real Technique sponge and I just pounce it into the skin. Don't drag it because you will create streaks, and streaks are not cute or really fun. I like to make sure it's like really in my nose creases because. So next thing I'm going to be going in with is my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Besides like a base for like for eyeshadows, I like to use this as like a base kind of for my concealer because I have dark under eye circles. So I like to put this down just to brighten my under eyes, and then I go in with a different concealer on top of it. Falling in love with the Shape Tape all over again. I try to put it just where I need it, or like, what I'm trying to accentuate. And I put it just right in here, just where my super dark areas are. And then I kind of have some dark spots on my chin, just some like scarring. But I don't necessarily like to put a lot of product on my nose because I do get oily at the tip of my nose. And I've noticed that the more product I put, at the end of the day, it kind of starts to separate, and then it just looks like I kind of have like cheetah spots all over my nose. And then I just go in with my Real Technique sponge again, and I just bounce it in. I just bounce. I look up to get it in my, make sure I'm blending everywhere because I do have creases underneath my eyes. I've noticed like the older I get that the more creases I have underneath my eyes, and it looks crazy. And then I just kind of like go over like on my eyes just because I don't use eyeshadow primer either anymore because I try to limit the amount of cosmetic items I purchase, and I try to kind of be as like thrifty and resourceful as possible with my makeup. So I like to use concealer as an eyeshadow base, and I've found that just works the best for me. Before I set my under eyes, I always like to go in with my Real Technique sponge again, and I just take this little powder brush this is from BH Cosmetics. I think this is a number 3 brush, and I just take some powder and I just look up and I just pat. It's just patting motions. I make sure I get right in there. Lightly set the rest of my face. So next is eyebrows, and I don't set my forehead because you'll see why. Yet I do set my forehead eventually, but I'm not doing it right now. My favorite brow product of all time I use the Ardell Brow Pomade, and I use the shade Dark Brown. Brows. We're gonna brush through. I start about right here. Make the first line. Lightly set my forehead, and just by like lightly setting your forehead and perimeters of your face, it'll kind of help give that like glowy, bronzy summer look that we're trying to go for today. So I have this chlopadjen bronzer. It's just their matte botanical and vitamin infused matte bronzer. It's in the shade No Tan Lines. I start in this like socket area. I start more up like towards my hairline because that's where I want it to appear the darkest, to have like a deeper socket. Kind of scroll backwards like towards my hairline because you want it to like blend in, and then I just blend backwards, and I just continuously blend like this. And I kind of try to bring it up like to the temple area just a tad. And I bring it a little bit down like in the cheek area just to give me some color. And if you see any lines, those will all be blended away when I do like blush and highlighting and stuff. It looks crazy right now, like I'm completely aware of that, just so everyone knows. I like to take the same brush that I set my face with, and I kind of fold it, like I kind of flatten it a little bit. And I take it and I just clean up the edges. And I like to take my sponge that I used earlier. I take a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I just put it like right here to create a barrier for like my eyeshadows and stuff. I'll be going in with the Morphe and James Charles palette. So I'm going in with this shade right here, and I start out here because if you start in here, I mean, unless that's the look you're going for and you want like the most pigment up here, but in this case I start out here because I want like the depth to be out in my outer corner and like in my crease, not like up in here, because then it will make this area look smaller and like more like pinched in together. And I just kind of like pack it into my crease area. M441, and I start in here so I can diffuse this area if there's any like harsh lines or anything like that in there. And I just do circular motions, and I do them outwards because you want it to be blown out this way, not that way. I'm gonna go in with this one right here. I just take it and I just go like that. And I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm taking that same brown, and I'm just going underneath here just to kind of tie everything in together. This is obviously what I use like every day. This shadow right here from the James Charles palette, I don't know the name of it, but it's like this shimmery kind of like pearly white kind of color, and I use that underneath my brow bone just to like make it pop a little bit. I just take it like that. I just bring a little bit of it in here in my inner corner just to kind of brighten that up and open it up. And I always take like the big fluffy brush that I use to blend out like this Morphe one, and I just use it to kind of blend those two together, like the khaki brown and the shimmer shade, so that way there's no harsh lines, and then that way it just looks all like seamless and perfect and wonderful. And then I just go in with mascara. I'm not like a huge mascara person because I normally wear falsies every day, but for this look I thought it would be best to not do falsies just because it's kind of like a quick bronzy kind of look. So we're not gonna do lashes today, we're just gonna do mascara. Another trick, if you're more oily like I am, like on your chin, take like the excess powder that you used like on your sponge and just kind of like lightly bake your chin, just like press it in there. That'll just help, you know, make sure that it'll give you a little bit of longevity on your base makeup. I use the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume mascara, and I just use that to lightly flick off that barrier that we put down. That kind of help, you know, bake a little bit too. Not extremely, just like a tad, just like a tad, tidbit, just a tidbit. And then the blush, I've been using the Milani Luminoso. It's this like beautiful peachy golden wonderfulness. I love it so much. And it's nice because you can build it. It's not super like, you know, it's not too pigmented where, you know, you have to be like super light-handed with it. I just like, I go to town on this blush. And I put it everywhere. I know some people are like, oh, just the apples of the cheeks. No, I put it everywhere because it blends for me, I like the way it blends in with my bronzer. And it's nice to kind of give you like that like luminous, you know, like summer kind of flushed look. I put a little bit on my nose. Why not? It's summer. For a highlighter, we're going in with the Model's Own brand, Golden Sand 01. And I just take it and I apply it up here. And I bring it down a little bit. And then I bring it back up here. And then I do the same thing to this. Do it like that. Do it like that. Because this is a glowy look. I put a little bit on the forehead. And I put a little bit up here. And then just to make sure everything looks like it's seamless and blended together, I'm going to take that same blush brush and then just run through it really fast so there's no lines or anything. Lip I'm doing today is going to be Bombshell by Huda Beauty, and it's the liquid one. This is the finished look, and this look lasts me all day. Like I can go 12 plus hours with this. Sorry if I didn't give like enough description about anything. If you have any questions, just like leave it in the comments or whatever, because I can answer them if I didn't answer them well enough in the video. Yeah guys, this is kind of like my simple bronzy summer glowy look. Lashes too if you want it to be like, you know, a little more sultry, a little more glam. But yeah, this is just kind of an everyday summer look. Again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Share the video, that would be great too. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and things like that. I really appreciate your guys' support. I think this is awesome. It's just kind of a way for me to just kind of vent and kind of have a space just to be creative and just do what I want to do and what I like to do. And I get questions all the time, so, and I just thought, you know, why not do this and answer some of your guys' questions. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching and for tuning in and for supporting me always, because you guys are great. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. See you guys soon. Bye.